Hello everyone and welcome back to AlexElliottGolf. Today we're going to talk about ball position and how we can get a consistent ball position out on the golf course, and also what a ball position that too far back causes and what a ball position that is too far forward can cause, and the shots that it can cause out on the golf course. So a lot of people's bad swings and bad shots comes as a compensation for ball position. People that place the ball incorrectly and then even put a good swing on it can produce not the shot they desired. So therefore you can see the importance of getting a good consistent ball position for the specific club that you're using. So we're not only going to talk through what shots cause if the ball is too far back or too far forward, but we're going to run through irons, fairway woods and driver, and where the ball position should be, how we can get a consistent routine out on the golf course. And for me, it's getting that consistent routine out on the golf course is key. We don't want to be stood over the ball, one, taking a long time, but also second guessing ourselves about, is it too far back, is it too far forward? It's nice to have that clarity out on the golf course. So let's firstly place this ball back in my stance. Now this black line on the floor represents my path into the golf ball. Now you can see here, by placing this ball back in my stance, it's going to encourage an in-to-out path into the golf ball. It'll also encourage a descending blow, so therefore a negative attack angle. So therefore let's also move that ball towards the stance, front of our stance now. You can now see that it's going to encourage very much an out-to-in path through the golf ball. This, with the driver, would definitely help you hit the ball on the up, because if we talk about the upswing arc, we've got more of a chance of hitting that ball on the up because it's later in the swing. So therefore, what we said before, placing the ball back will encourage a descending blow on the golf ball. So if we talk about start line, the differences between the ball being back in our stance and forward in our stance. Placing the ball back in our stance would encourage a start line to start right of our ball target line, because like we said before, our path is more in to out. By placing the ball forward in our stance, this would encourage a ball start line that will be left of our ball to target line, because like we said, our path is encouraged to be out to in because our arc is later and you're hitting the ball later in the arc. And this is represented very simply and very easily with this arc we've got on the golf ball. The further forward we put it, the more it's encouraged to be out to in. The further back we put it, the more it's encouraged to be in to out. So you can see it's very key here in order to get the ball position in the correct place. I could make a perfect swing that I feel like I'm going to fade it, but the ball is going to be too far back, and therefore it's very much harder for me to get a good shot and my start line starting left for a nice fade to finish on the target. Vice versa, placing it too far forward and then starting the ball, wanting to start it just right to place a nice draw, it is therefore very hard, even with a good swing, in order to get the desired outcome. Let's now run through step by step with how we're going to get our pitch and wedge through to our driver in a correct ball position. So this is what we're going to do out on the golf course, because like we said before, we want clarity of where that ball is. We don't want to be stood over the ball too long and then second guessing ourselves, and therefore probably not going to produce the shot we actually want to hit. So for our neutral shot, we're going to talk through how I would like to see the ball position. So I want to place your feet close together, and then I want you to move the left foot just in a shoulder width apart and the right foot in a shoulder width apart. And you can see from there my ball position is nice in the middle of our stance and in the perfect ball position to produce a nice normal neutral ball flight. So let's move on to 7-iron and where we want that ball position to be correct to produce that nice neutral flight. Now I want your feet to be together, but I want you to feel like you address that ball on your big toe of your left foot. Then I want you to move your foot equal distances apart. You can see here now my ball position is nicely just left of centre, so close towards my lead foot, just to encourage that path to be able to square up with that face a little bit later in the golf swing. So let's now move on to 4-iron, and we're going to move gradually into the longer irons now, and you're going to see my ball position is going to gradually get forwards for a neutral shot. Obviously if you wanted to hit a lower shot, we would move that ball position back to lower that ball flight, but for a nice normal neutral shot we want to do this. So I want you to put your feet together, but I want you to address the ball now with the ball on the outside of your right foot. Simply here, I want you just to turn your left toe out and then move your right foot out so it's just out of shoulder width apart. You can see now my ball positions are lovely and just inside a club head inside my left foot. You can see there my ball position's got gradually further forward of my 7-iron, so my 5-iron and 6-iron would be in between this position here. And like we said before, the ball position is moving forward to allow us to scout that face at impact. So let's now move on to our fairway woods, and I've got my 3-wood in my hand. I want you now to address this ball on the middle or on the big toe of your right foot. Turn your left toe out and move your right foot just out shoulder width apart with a nice solid base. You can see now my ball position is just inside of a club head width from my left foot, encouraging that ball to be right at the bottom of the arc like we've talked about in previous videos. We don't want it too far back, encouraging a downward hit, We don't want it too far forward to encourage too much of an upward tip. We want it right at the bottom of our arc, allow us to get nice centered contact. So let's finally move on to driver. And for driver, I see a lot of people that definitely amateurs have the ball position too far back in their stance. Now, like we said, this can encourage that ball position to start right, but also then compensations could be made in the golf swing, and it encourages more of a chop at the ball and therefore a move that comes over the top. So therefore, having this ball position in the correct position will allow you to have a large, better chance of hitting this golf ball correctly and making a better swing that produces that desired outcome. Like I said at the start of the video, the worse this ball position is relative to the club we've got on our hand, the less chance of a good swing is going to produce a desired outcome. Obviously sometimes it will, but the chances will be decreased. So, how are we going to get into that ball position? I want you to adjust this ball on your left toe. So on your left foot. If you talk about your big toe on your left foot, on the middle of your left foot. From there, all I want you to do is turn that out to imagine it's on centre 2, and then make a nice wide stance. So as you can see now, we've started a pitching wedge. My ball position has slowly moved forwards until I've got to driver. Now with driver, as we all know, the ball position's forward to encourage that path and that angle of attack to be positive in order to produce that nice high ball flight with not a lot of spin. So from there, I've got a better chance of producing a nice consistent ball flight and a shot that is going to hopefully produce a good shot if I produce the best swing I can. So taking my ball position with driver, so it's middle of my left foot, turning my left foot out, making a nice solid base. I'm going to try and produce this shot. We're looking for a nice fade down this fairway. Nice and balanced, and because my ball position was in the correct spot, it allowed me to produce the shot I wanted to hit. So thank you for watching this week's tip on Alex Elliott Golf. Now you know what the correct ball position is from pitching wedge all the way through to driver. And if there's any irons we haven't included in there, you can see that the ball position from pitching wedge moves forward towards the left foot as you go through the golf bag. And any ones that we didn't include, so we included pitching wedge, 7-iron, 4-iron, 3-wood and driver. So 6-iron and 5-iron would fit in those increments in between where we've gone through the bag. Thank you for watching. I hope you can now make these changes and you can realise the impact this has on your golf shots and on your golf swing compensations. So, thank you for watching. If you've not already, make sure you subscribe to Alex Elliott Golf. All you have to have is a Gmail account. And we've got tips coming on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. So much content to come over these winter months. Also, for lesson inquiries, I'll leave my email down below in the description for you to get some more information. Thank you for watching.